The wind was wild that night at Seaglow Bay. Waves smashed against the cliffs, and the sky rumbled like a giant waking from a dream. Inside a small cottage near the shore, two sisters, Mira and Sophie, watched the storm through foggy windows. Mira, the older one, loved the ocean no matter how fierce it became. Sophie, younger and gentler, preferred its calm mornings, when seashells sparkled in the sand. As lightning flashed, Sophie whispered, "The lighthouse light is gone again." Mira frowned. "It shouldn't be. It always shines during storms." But outside, the old lighthouse stood dark, no beam sweeping the sea, no glow to guide lost ships. "What if someone's out there?" Sophie asked, her small voice trembling. "They'll crash." Mira looked toward the cliffs, determination shining in her eyes. "Then we have to fix it." Before Sophie could protest, Mira had grabbed their lantern, pulled on her raincoat, and pushed open the door. The wind tried to shove them back, but the sisters held hands and stepped into the roaring night. The path to the lighthouse was slippery, the stones shining wet in the lightning. Sea spray stung their faces as thunder cracked overhead. Sophie clung to Mira's arm. "It feels like the sky's angry," she said. "Maybe it is," Mira replied, her hair whipping around her face. "But that means the lighthouse needs us more." They finally reached the towering shape on the cliff, tall, silent, and lonely. The great door creaked when Mira pushed it open. Inside, the air smelled of rust and salt. The stairs spiraled upward, vanishing into shadows. Suddenly, a soft blue glow appeared on the floor. Sophie gasped. A single shell, glowing like moonlight, lay by her foot. Then another appeared further up the stairs, then another, leading the way like stars fallen to earth. "It's showing us where to go," Sophie whispered. Mira smiled faintly. "Then let's follow." Step by step, they climbed. The lighthouse groaned as the wind struck its sides, but the glowing shells guided them higher. When they reached the top, the air shimmered. In the center of the room stood an old glass lantern, cracked but humming softly with energy. And beside it, a tall figure formed out of mist, wearing a captain's coat and a hat that fluttered in the unseen wind. "Who are you?" Mira asked, tightening her grip on Sophie's hand. The figure smiled sadly. "I was once the keeper of this light," he said. "Long ago I promised to guide every sailor home, but when the storm grew stronger than the tower, the sea took the light's heart, the crystal flame. Without it, the beacon cannot shine." Sophie looked out the window. The waves below crashed higher and higher, their tops glowing faint green. "Where's the crystal now?" she asked. The ghostly keeper pointed to the sea. "The storm swallowed it. Only those with courage may go beyond the storm to find it." Mira swallowed hard. "Then we'll go." Before Sophie could speak, the lighthouse floor began to glow. The shells on the stairs rose into the air, forming a glowing path out over the sea. It shimmered like ice, solid but alive, stretching into the darkness. "Beyond the storm lies the heart of the light," the keeper said. "Hurry!" Mira and Sophie stepped onto the glowing path. Below them, the ocean roared like 1,000 drums. Rain slashed sideways, but the bridge held firm. As they walked, a huge shadow moved beneath the waves, a shape with glowing eyes and fins as long as ships. The sea spirit lifted its head, water streaming down its silver scales. You dare walk my waters? Its deep voice boomed. Mira stood tall. We need the crystal flame to guide the ships. We're not afraid of you. The spirit tilted its head. Bravery or foolishness? It sent a wave crashing toward them, but Sophie held up the lantern they'd brought. Please, she shouted. We only want to help. The lantern flickered and the light inside turned gold. The sea spirit paused, then lowered its great head. From its mouth it released a glowing orb, the lost crystal flame. Take it, the spirit rumbled. Let the light return. Mira reached out, cradling the warm, glowing crystal in her hands. It pulsed like a heartbeat. Together, the sisters ran back across the bridge as the storm began to break apart. Inside the lighthouse, the ghostly keeper waited. Place it in the lantern, he said. Mira set the crystal in the center. The moment it touched the glass, a powerful beam of silver light burst forth, shooting into the sky, cutting through the rain and clouds. The ocean quieted, the thunder faded, and the first stars appeared above. The ghostly keeper smiled. You have done what no sailor or keeper could. The light will never fade again. His form shimmered, fading slowly into mist. Thank you, brave hearts. As the dawn broke, the sisters stood side by side, looking out over the calm sea. The lighthouse shone behind them, its beams sweeping across the horizon like a guardian's promise. Sophie leaned against Mira. Do you think anyone will believe us? Mira grinned. Maybe not, but they'll see the light. That's all that matters. Hand in hand, they walked home along the cliffs, the morning sun painting the sea gold. Far out on the horizon, a ship's bell rang clear, bright, and safe. And from that day on, whenever a storm rolled in, the lighthouse beyond the storm never went dark again, because two sisters had given it back its heart.